Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Keep job and business options on standby. What do I mean when I say standby? Always have that option. I was looking, in the news, there's all this talk about these white collar workers being laid off of jobs. White collar workers, and trust me, that's going to affect other things. Pay attention to that. Like, I find it interesting. They say, oh, they'll just get another job, or, they getting some other jobs after 3 months. Yeah, but stuff like that actually leads to a recession. Because a recession comes about because businesses aren't, they're not advancing. They're not making more money than they made before. And the biggest reason that happens is, the single biggest reason people ain't buying their stuff. And people don't buy their stuff because they don't have any money. And you talking about these white collar workers being laid off. They the ones who be spending some money on the big ticket items. Shoot, they be the ones paying somebody to assemble furniture. They the ones paying for somebody to clean their house. If they don't have money to pay people or buy products, shoot, the people who providing the services, they ain't gonna make as much money. People who buy the products ain't gonna make as much money. That's the whole thing. So, here's the thing. No matter what, keep something on option. Now, for what I do, I got several income streams. Like, for example, if for whatever reason, something happens to YouTube, whatever reason, it could be anything. Or for some idiotic, dumb reason, my channels get snatched. That ain't gonna happen. Well, 99% certain it won't happen. You never know, though. I just go to one of my other stuff. I switch to my Vimeos. I already got everything set up. I already have everything set up where I can take it to another level. Got my Vimeos, my Patreons, all of that. Now, say for whatever reason, there's a big social media something. Now, people will say, oh, it's going to be there. But, people say the same thing about all these tech jobs. People say the exact same thing. All right. I got to say, though, for my skill set, I can go work any place. Like I mentioned before, I used to work retail. I can go right to the same retail store and say, you know what? I need some money. I need a job. Man, shoot, they're rush to get me back in there. Because those people in there. I go right to the general manager. And she probably be like, oh, okay, look. Yeah, you got to reapply and all that stuff, but boom. They can get people into something if they really want to. So that's a standby. Or even if there's a dip in social media money and I absolutely need a part-time job, that's a standby. But even with that skill level, because I worked as a merchandiser, I could probably work a lot of places, including some small stores. And also with my skill level, I could just go work at a warehouse, which I actually thought about doing. As a day job while I was doing this. And really, not even for the money, but to stay busy. But say I needed the money. Boom, go there. Well, the thing is, when I say standby, you want the skill level to get any other job right away. Like during the pandemic lockdown, that was 3 years ago. But I want y'all to think about something. A lot of people were messed up. Now, some people were able to go get a job someplace, but a lot of people were messed up. They ain't had a skill level. They ain't have anything on standby. Because that's what I mean. Just have something that you can do. And let me turn it back to business and everything. Because I mentioned the thing about social media. If something happened to YouTube, I'll be like, oh, okay. But then everything is set up for me turning up on my other spots. I just don't have the time sometimes to just do it now. But I'm still actually making good money there. But everything is set up where I can just turn it on a bit. And if y'all want to check out my other options and everything, my other social media stuff, everything is in the description box. And I would say if that 1% chance something happens here, y'all can turn it up. You already know where you can start hitting it. I would say just copy and paste it, put it somewhere. And shoot, really, quite frankly, just follow a couple of my other stuff. I can just announce it, boom. But those are the options. So those are my business options. Like whatever business you in, think about, okay, something happened here. What else can I do? Can I spin off some part of this business to make money? Or just have something. Or here's another option. Here's something else. Because in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I told the guys, even if you're making 6 figures, have something you can control. Even if you don't need it for money. And I've actually known some people, they would have a side thing where making money wasn't important. They were just doing it for fun, some joy thing. But it's not a bad thing to have that. If you have a steady job, you making that good money, but you have something you can jump into in case you lose it. Because think about during the pandemic lockdown, there were a lot of people in steady jobs, but for whatever reason, they might not have been able to work from home, really tap into that, and they were just in trouble. They were just in trouble. But if you have that side thing which you can jump into just in case, boom. In fact, I've known quite a few people, men and women, who might have they either just left the job or they got laid off from a job and they just jumped into something else. Like I know this young lady, and you know me, I call everybody, I call a 60-year-old woman a young lady. That's some riz, yo. Anyway, if you have, and she was working like kind of an office job at this university. There was some issues. She was off the job. All of a sudden, she's doing hair. She is doing hair and making more money. More money now. She had that thing. See, you want to develop, you want to be able to go on other jobs. You want to be able to have that business expansion or something you can jump into in case there's a cut in your business, which happened to a lot of people. Some you could pivot to. You want to have the skills to do something, even if you don't have like necessarily the job, but maybe your business isn't such you can pivot, or you just used to doing what you can. You can get another job. Like I would recommend everybody has some retail experience, because you can always, even though there's issues there, you can always get a job there. Because they always have such a high turnover. You can jump into that until you're ready to do something else. You want to have the options. I can't emphasize that enough, because we got to be real. There's going to be a lot of heartache for a while. And honestly, that recession thing, deeper than what people think, is more or less people's values and taste are really changing. That's the real issue. What people want is changing, especially younger people. They don't buy things the way older people do, older generations do. And then even older generations, since people getting older, all of a sudden they got different needs. So it's bigger than what people think. So here's the bottom line though, as far as this video is concerned. You want to have that option in case you get hit on your job. Like I said, all these tech workers, come on now. Tech was a place to go. You had people thinking, oh yeah, everything's going to be online. Everything's going to be online. And that was looking like the big thing. Now that stuff is really starting to normalize now after the pandemic. Not so much. People going back to brick and mortar. People are going back to brick and mortar. There's a brick and mortar stores being built at my local mall. So stuff changes up. You want to be ready for the change up, all right? So that's all I have for now, though. And y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.